What's up, guys? Carter from Forge 4x4. I'm with Sam from Overland Ruff Rax, and you may remember him from Kronos, our Jeep Gladiator, with an awesome rack system on the back of that truck. And we're here today to develop a brand new system on our Sequoia. This thing is already looking ridiculous, but it's not quite ready for some true overlanding adventures. If you got a family of 7, you could fit inside here comfortably, but where are you going to put all your stuff? That's why we're putting a rack on this thing with an awesome integrated light bar. I'm really excited about it. How has the process been developing a brand new platform for this?
It's been fun. It's been a long time in the making. I hadn't jumped into the Toyota market very much, and it was a good opportunity, so thank you. We scanned the body, did our thing, what we do, and we put our spin on it, and what we come up with is numbering systems for one, directional brackets that have arrows where you can see, so the consumer experience, and that's what we want to focus on. What's a consumer experience when they open it? Are they going to be confused? Naturally, a lot of nuts and bolts could be confused.
Yeah.
But if you have direction, and this platform allows us to have this nice streamlined integrated light bar, modular system, ships small, builds big, numbering scheme, should be a great experience for the consumer.
He may not look like it, but this guy is a heavy-duty nerd, former engineer, designer, and you see that with all your work. Let's check this out.
Yeah.
So we got this back set up already, and we were just setting it up, did a little test fit to make sure that we weren't going to have to make any changes, because this being one of one so far that's going to develop for the further product line, we want to make sure that it works. Some of the issues with the Sequoia, it's not a straight line.
Yeah, so we developed some of this technology with the R1S, the Rivian rack. There was a almost 7-inch drop from front to back. We had to come up with a way to make the rack contour to the look and shape of the vehicle. Aerodynamics, same thing here, right? Fitment and overall look. It just looks cool, looks like it's meant for the vehicle. So this might be one of this, but there was probably about 6 different reiterations before we got to this one with a lot of the changes that we had to make. So again, what we talked about, these brackets in here have a number on here. This one says P4, because that's our 5th position. This one here, the saddle bracket, which is kind of our method to get things transitioned. There's arrows on here. And again, part of that nerdiness, if you will, is find out how can we take this thing like a trade show booth. It enters in this little container and becomes this massive, cool, strong piece of equipment. We take the same technology, do that thing. Shippability is really, really nice with this. They're in smaller boxes now. You don't have a 7-8 foot box. You have this, you build it up, bracket it, there you go.
You can see, you can take apart each one of these individual pieces, and as Sam mentioned, this adjusts depending on the contour of the vehicle. So the idea is this won't only work with the Sequoia, further iterations will be able to work for different platforms, right?
Yeah, that's the goal. That's being modular, and we just went through a whole change. So this being one of one, this is the first rack with the new, what we did is we tapered these down. We had a very noticeable crown when we first came out. I said I wanted it strong, I wanted it noticeable, and if you notice the things that I build, a lot of them have 45 cut angles. There's strength in points and angles, so I use that to our ability. I wanted to soften up a bit. So first rack that has these stretched out a little bit more streamlined. If you look at that, it matches the lines of the truck itself. So we put that across all of our new Rev 2s of all our racks. This is now one of one. That'll be on a truck that has a new platform on it.
What kind of material are you using?
Heavy duty 1x3 extrusion. It's not extruded, it's not hollow, it's solid, super strong 1x3 80/20.
Have you done a weight capacity on this yet? I mean, you can pick it up. It's not heavy.
Not heavy.
So you're not adding a ton of weight, which is fantastic because you're going to have a trailer behind the Sequoia. But what are we looking at for total weight capacity?
If I told you the weight capacity, we don't want anybody to try it.
Yeah.
So we could do a simulation in the computer, and let's say if you're putting your 10 on here,
2,000 pounds.
That's a lot. Try getting 2,000 pounds up there. But your normal everyday stuff that you're putting on here, tents, awnings, not a problem. And I will tell you, it's well over 1,000 pounds.
Okay, sweet. Don't try it at home.
Don't, please.
But we got some Pelican casings we're going to put up there, potentially a shift pod. It's going to be loaded with stuff, so that you make sure that the interior of your cabin is nice and roomy for you and your family.
Let me pull this over here too for you, Chris. I'll come on back over to you.
All right. So here's an example of the front piece. Each one of these are numbered, so you can install it really easily. Is the idea that like a professional shop will install it, or DIY?
A little bit of both, because like I said, what you want to show up, once you have this experience, we'll have some directions on here. And D1 will be one position. Everything starts from the front. We have a fascia bracket here that has arrows pointing as well, so you know where it goes. There's a left and a right. And the idea is that you can systemically put this thing together pretty easily with directions. We'll do an exploded view of the rack so you can see the numbering scheme. It makes it, we're very visual. If you read it, it's harder. if you see it, it's easier. So we wanted to adapt that technology as well. What we also did here, because the vehicle contours, we have slots right here. What's cool about the slots are, because the vehicle does turn down a little bit, you have an anchor point here, and you have a slot here, so now it can contour to the angle of the vehicle. And we do that all the way back, all the way back. We have a connection point here, we lock it all, it becomes one piece. Now you have one long rack. If you look at the front, another new reiteration for us is we've toned this down a little bit, we made it a little bit more stealth. The light bar we actually slid back to as well, so you'll see the integrated light bar, how it fits in there. And that's that cool thing about being modular. It works with Baja Designs, Diodynamics, rigid. So right now we have the rigid adapt in here, which is a bigger light bar.
Yeah.
We scoop the holes back here, drop it down in here, and it looks so integrated. It looks really, really well.
That's why, honestly, why I wanted to go with you guys, because the look of some of the other racks that are on the market for the Sequoia and for some SUVs, they stick up too much. There's not enough room for a light bar. It doesn't quite work. You have to trim the top of it. The Adapt is one of my favorite light bars. It changes depending on how fast you're going. It has RGB backlight, so you can make it look really cool, which is important. And the light quality is always great. We haven't used rigid in a while, but for this application, I thought it was perfect to bring them back on board and put it on this rack. So speaking of rigid, you might notice some little slots right here, these little holes. These are not peepholes. These are for some rock lights that we're gonna put on the side. The idea is if you go camping, Weekend Warrior, take this on longer excursions with your trailer behind it, this is gonna completely light up your camp. So we're gonna put those and install those in, put it on the Sequoia. Hopefully everything works out, and then I will say this is a shameless plug for Shift Pod. I'm not moving necessarily away from the RTTs, but I like the compatibility and the ease of use with something like a Shift Pod shelter. We're including that on this giveaway rig, but if you wanted to strap a tent on this, really easy to do.
Well, so here's what you do. So it's really based upon your configuration, because a lot of people, we're getting older. A lot of people don't want to up and down, and it's not as utilitarian, if that's a word, right? You can take that and you could strap, because it comes in a bag, right?
Yeah.
You can put strap brackets in here, and when you get this together, you'll see that you'll have the Pelican cases. You're going to have enough room for the Shift Pod to sit in between them. Strap it down, and now it's a little bit more, the utility is better for you.
Yep.
You come in, you plop it up, you go down. Now try doing that on a truck, you have all the room, so it's kind of a waste. You may have a tent on top and a trailer in back. So again, it's based upon your configuration. So
love it.
I think they're really good fix, and kids love them.
So if you like Overland Ruff Rax, hit a like and subscribe on this channel. And if you want to win this Toyota Sequoia, go to Ford4x4.com. It's 2024 TRD Pro with an off-grid trailer behind it, but it's not built yet. So let's finish this thing up.
Yeah, take a quick, thanks.
All right. Build montage.
Hate, I get it, say it with them. I don't give a I'm cool with it, play and peep the fans with them. Yeah, they gon' remember mine. Yeah, you and I, they already. He an outlaw, getting off when he calls envy. Hit the peanut gallery, they all jelly. Yeah, they gon' remember mine. Yeah, we let them say what they gon' say about us. That ain't nothing, I ain't bothered, not a problem. Haters hate, another day in dollar. Keep your money ready, have you pay the homage. Delay the profit, we go freeway on it. Yeah, don't ruin nothing, copper. If you need reminded, holla at your Siri, ask who I'm. You can find them on the app. Yeah, they call me Peaky Blinders. You bet your bottom dollar, I'm a classic. 64 Impala, me, I been the plug. Plead the fifth when the name it get brought up. Real legend never die. Still with the business, you should cry, let it lie.
Are you ready to see my rack? This rack? Look at this thing. Oh, bubbies. With the rigid adapt light bar, rigid drop lights on the side, Pelican cases. This thing is heavy duty as heavy duty gets. It is insane. It looks so good. Like, this is iteration maybe 5 or 6, Sam said, and you knocked it out of the park, dude.
Thanks.
Low profile. Yeah. Nothing sticking up. It looks like it was, came like this stock. I really like it.
Yeah, so the idea when you come to do these things, you want it OEM looking, right?
Yeah.
So we full 3D scan the top of the bed, of the cab. We contoured the rack, again, to the shape of the body of
You can't
the
even
truck.
tell.
You can't tell.
Nah.
We have our, I wouldn't say patented, but our cool saddle brackets back here that allows us to do some shifting.
Yeah.
Allows us to adjust with it. We put our center bolts to cap it here. We haven't even really fully put it down, and look at this thing already.
Yeah.
I mean, it's super strong, and so you're able to do things from a modular standpoint and have them grow to be this massive structure, right? And again, first of its kind for us, the very first one on a truck with the new clean lines, drop down. We call that our condor nose. We dropped that down for more sleek design, dropped it. At one point we had a drop down here. We had it super low for a tent to go on top, but then it was so hard to access and what have you, so we decided to call it flat,
I mean,
bring
even
it
a
up.
James Burrowed is only going to go to like right here, right?
Yeah, it's fine. You know, and then we make mounting solutions as well.
That's what I really like about this platform is you have so much surface area up there versus a truck or even a Jeep. You just don't have that much room. So
no, and the other thing is having this flat here now, just aligned with it, even on the front. Now the tent is gonna, the extrusion's not gonna, the extrusion's dug into it like on a James Baru. It's sitting flat. It's not gonna rub on this and hear that squeaking down the road.
So for people who don't own a Sequoia, what other platforms do you think this is gonna work on in the future and or right now?
Any SUV, we're starting with Sequoia here now. We'll go back a gen if we have to. Now that we got the math figured out, we'll just get one in, scan it, do the same thing. This will be its proving ground. Then we can hop over to other gens as well. And it begins, because it's modular, we can push and pull whatever way we want, and it comes out the same. And again, all of our racks, even our GMCs, our Tundras now, currently Tundras that we have now, any rack that you see now will have this drop down and this new look. This is our new look for the new year. Kind of keeping things sharp and rolling.
I think it's cool. It looks like aggressive. It's still modern. It's really sleek, low profile. Maybe was it 3 inches?
Yeah, well, just short of 4 back here, then goes to 3.5 here, and pops up to 4 3/4 up there.
And still have a functional sunroof in there for you who use that. I've never used a sunroof once, but
yeah. And as you notice on this as well, you already put the cases on there. You got room in the middle, because you said you have plenty of room with this platform. There are people that run only one case and something big here.
Yeah.
You even got room to put your awning here now.
I think what we do is we put either like rotopacks for water or fuel. You can put anything right there, plus some max tracks, all the other things that Overlanders want. You have a ton of real estate right here. Use those for recovery and or food, gear storage, whatever you want. I'm in love with this.
I'll tell you what we're doing. I'm making a plate for a max track type setup.
Yeah.
It's the ARB type traction boards. We're making a plate specifically to tie those to these vehicles. So it'll be a plate mount with some studs on it.
Yep.
You drop them down, lock them in, and you're done. Pretty simple. So we'll be doing that. We'll probably add this to this build. So
great job, dude.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
You want to learn more? Go to Overland Ruff Rax. Put a little link somewhere. .com, or if you don't own a Sequoia, wait to hear. That's too much product placement.
Hate, I get it, say it with 'em. I don't give a I'm cool with it, play and peep the fans with 'em. Yeah, they gon' remember my, yeah.